Yeah, hello and welcome everybody. Randy Replay back at it again. It's week 13 in the NFL. Right after the bye week, your Minnesota Vikings in the division are 2-9, sharing the bottom of the barrel with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, Detroit keeps winning. They're 6-5 and the Bears 7-4. So a game and a half separates the top two teams in our division. More times than not. So here we go, the 2-9 Vikings versus the 9-2 Seattle Super Chickens, as we like to call them. Josh Gable is back from injury and will play in this game. However, it is a 8:15 primetime game. There's just 5 more games left in the season. The Minnesota Vikings' best record possible is 7-9. I would say we're going to have good draft placement, but we don't have a pick until the 4th round. So, from Cleveland, if we did not trade Cleveland and get a draft pick, we would not have one until the 5th round. So the Minnesota Vikings will... the rest of the season is basically just find out what you have. Anyway, this is Randy Replay. I will see you in just a moment. And welcome. Presentation by EA Sports and the SSN is brought to you by Monsoon Air as of course. Minnesota Vikings... on the road, they'll be wearing their all-white jerseys, while the Seahawks will be wearing their home blues. Vikings, Seattle, coming up next. Hello and welcome, as always, your TV commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. This is Randy Replay. You get the simulcast audio with still no sideline analyst for Randy. Somebody, please. We'll give you stock in the team at this point. Please. Not that the team is doing very well right now, sitting at 2-9, turning the ball over more times than a grill master flips his burgers. This is going to be a big one. Just moments ago, these players were introduced to the field. This defense has always been insane, and it just gets more insane with Eric Berry being here. So Adam Thielen is your player to watch on the Seattle Seahawks side. He is a very good wide receiver. Here is how the NFC playoff picture stacks up. In the hunt, the Cardinals, Lions, Cowboys, and Giants. Wild cards being, of course, San Francisco and New Orleans. Josh Gable returning, though. I don't know how much that's going to play into the rest of this season, but it seems to be bolstering this team's... bolstering? That's not even a word. Boosting this team's morale. Josh Gable is a playmaker, and when he went down, this team kind of went down with him. Brandon Baker sticks his right foot into this one, and we are underway from Seattle. Is a return man. He's going to take this thing up to about the 30-yard line. They're going to spot it right at the 30, and here comes the dangerous Russell Wilson. It's his hashtag on social media, the dangerous Russell Wilson. He's 219 for 306, 2807, 21 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. In an otherwise perfect season for this Seattle team, the Minnesota Vikings will come out and deploy their 4-3 base. Russell Wilson in the shotgun. Flanked by a running back to his left. Wilson looks left, throws left. It is the short throw to that aforementioned running back. I do believe that is Rashid Spinks on the tackle. Yes, it is leading tackler for the Minnesota Vikings this season. After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Russell Wilson back in the shotgun. He's going to do play action. Short throw to the left side of the field. That is complete to the tight end. That tight end, of course, being Moore. It's 12 yards on that one. So another first down for the Seattle Super Chickens. There's a run. I do believe that is precise, but I could be wrong, of course. Not precise, sorry. It's hard to see. We don't know who that number 21 is. That was 39. Russell Wilson in the shotgun here. Apologize. And it's a quick throw to the right side. That is DJ Metcalf. And That is a catch. Gain of 12 yards now. Vikings will come on the blitz. It's a nice blitz, but it's picked up by the Seattle offensive line, and Carson, who is number 39 now, will get up close to the first down. That'll bring up a 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Thomas Cross almost gets to Russell Wilson, and we have a completed pass. That's Adam Thielen. We talked about him in the pregame. Very, very dangerous individual. Gain of 18 yards on the blitz that was picked up by this offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. It's a good offensive line. Must be nice. There's McKissick again. His first run of the game. 2 yards. Kevin Stark on the tackle. Now you gotta live with the mistakes that Randy is making here. Russell Wilson in the shotgun. Short throw. Metcalf again. Metcalf will be brought down by Thaddeus Rozu. DK Metcalf, not GJ, sorry. Call an all-out blitz, and that will be Carson on the run up to the 2-yard line. Russell Wilson in the shotgun. Flanked by McKissick to his right. Gets the snap. Looks middle. Throws incomplete. Sean Clausen dropped back into coverage there. And he threw it away out the back of the end zone. So here we go. It's now 3rd down and 2. Throws. Intercepted, but he's out of bounds. The all-out blitz pressure finally got to Russell Wilson. He throws it for Thielen, and it is intercepted by Aaron Nelson, but it was out of bounds. That'll be 4th and goal now at the 2. So we hold them to 3-point attempt here. We'll see if we can block it. Nelson jumped early, but he got back in time, and it's 3-0 Seattle. So now the Minnesota Vikings will get an opportunity. Boom. Jalen Myrick. Down this thing in the end zone. A rare down by Jalen Myrick. They'll start up at the 25. Here is Stephen Campagna, who got the start today. 189, 322, 2802, 15 and 18. You can see it. It's a little bit weird here. Not a good start to the season for the Minnesota Vikings. Sitting at 2-9. A lot of mercy rules have come into effect brought to you by Monsonair. Here's Vandershoff. He's going to spin ahead for 2 yards. So a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. Josh Gable is out there for this 2nd down play. And he throws it his way, but it's overthrown by a country mile. So another incomplete pass by Stephen Campagna. So 3rd down. 3rd down and 8. Not a lot of plays in the playbook designed to get you this amount of yardage. He'll throw right. That's Cole Smith. And Cole Smith will bring it down at around the 38. So Cole Smith is such a good wide receiver. A very Adam Thielen type wide receiver, if Randy's being honest here. This will be Aaron Moss with the carry. He'll run ahead for about 5 yards. Thought he got more like 4, but they're going to give him 5 on the play. So Stephen Campagna coming out here in the empty setback shotgun. Nice little crossing route. Lou Wang gets hit, fumbles the ball. That was a big hit. Lou Wang is still down, and he's off to the races. That was a dirty shot. Lou Wang still down on the field. That was a dirty hit to the head on a defenseless receiver and the Minnesota Vikings. Wow. He didn't even completely turn his head around. Lou Wang down on the field. He slowly got up, but that was after he was in the end zone. Claiborne on the scoop and score. Ball. It's a snap. Quick throw right side. Intercepted. It's intercepted. Oh my gosh. He dukes out, and there's another touchdown by this Minnesota Vikings. Given up by this Minnesota Vikings offense. And Seattle has now scored 16 points. Actually, just 13 points. Oh my goodness, he tripped. 13 points off turnovers for the Seattle Super Chickens. And this one is not looking good. Minnesota has had the ball twice. Turned it over every time. And his kick is good, 17-0. Here on this third down. 3rd and 10 to go. Rosa has he's hit. And another fumble. That's Cameron Quick this time. And I am just beside myself. The turnovers. We've turned it over on every single possession we've had. The big throw not affected. Cameron Quick hit on the ball arm. And we just... Are we tanking? We're not tanking, are we? Goal. Vikings deploying press coverage. Across the board, it's caught, and touchdown by Adam Thielen, the man who was not accounted for. So he had to jump for it, so you got to believe it was intended for the player behind him. And oh my goodness, we are just 1 point or 1 touchdown away from the mercy rule now. Minnesota Vikings can't get a running game going. They can't get a passing game going, and it's 24-0. Mika Pangton from the shotgun will get the snap. It's a quick throw to the right side. It's Justin Vanderschaft. Hold on to that ball, young man, and he does. See if Mika Pangton has an interception today, but he's playing O right here. Thinks he's got a man, and Luke Slazewski. He overthrows him, but he makes the catch somehow. He contorts and twists his body. And the Minnesota Vikings are down at the 3. At one time, the best receiver in all of the NFL. Wowzers. Make sure his feet stay inbounds as he comes down with it. Yes, sir. So now the Minnesota Vikings. First and goal of the game. There's the snap. It goes to Sam Gable. Sam Gable gains the edge, and he is in for the touchdown. So it's not a blowout. It's not a mercy rule just yet. Bullseye goal. Very nice touchdown by Sam Gable on the toss. Now, if this was a sideline analyst, I'd ask for his opinions on this play. It's a very well-designed play. Sam Gable, of course, does get across that goal line. So here's Brandon Baker on for the extra point, this to make it 24-7. Brandon Baker. He missed it. On that touchdown drive, Sam Gable 2 rushes for 8 yards. Brandon Baker with a rare extra point miss. You don't see them from him. Uh-oh. I was going to say, Aaron Nelson saved the touchdown and the mercy rule. Now the Vikings will deploy. Big throw. Boy. That's a touchdown. Boy, Tralamalu was there. You can't really do much. You just got beat by DK Metcalf. And they do the baseball thing over Boy Tralamalu. You really can't do anything else as a defender. You let DK Metcalf, one of the best receivers in the league, behind you. And I'm gonna move that they take another look at this. None of the he was out. He was out. That was not a touchdown. It's going to be booth reviewed. That was not a touchdown.
The previous play is under review.
All scoring plays are reviewed. I do think Tralamalu got there just in time. Ooh. I don't think he got that left foot now. Inbound. Here's the call on the field. Brought to you by Monsoon Air. For all of your air needs, make sure it's Monsoon. And it's going to be a touchdown. Somehow the stadium announcer knew before the referee.
The ruling on the field stands.
So it's 30-6. If we don't score here and they score again, the Monsoon Air Mercy rule will take into effect. There's the kick. It is good. Almost missed. So again, the Minnesota Vikings just making these costly mistakes. Big one there. They came on the blitz there at the end, and they pay the ultimate price. Ooh, big juke, and he will get it up to the 31. Biggest return for Jalen Myrick's day. Campagna under center. Looks over to Cole Smith, says exit. He's going to go for it all. Cole Smith. No, incomplete. The circus catch. Incomplete. Here we go. This is for the game, basically. Unless you can stop them here. Now, who do you throw it to? From the shotty. He's going for it all. Cameron Quick, and he overthrows him. He had a man to the inside anyway. Might have been intercepted, but the Minnesota Vikings will turn the ball over on downs. Now we're on with Poi Tralamalu. Poi Tralamalu. They're deploying press coverage all the way across. Short throw. That is a touchdown. And I don't know what the answer is, but that is the Monsoon Air Mercy rule. It triggers it. We are only a couple minutes into the second quarter. Well, that's it for the end of the game. The Monsoon Air Mercy rule put into effect, and Minnesota Vikings lose 48-23. Russell Wilson having a hell of a day. As you can see, 4 turnovers by the Minnesota Vikings, all leading to points. We had more running yards and more passing yards, but we didn't get the win. That's all that matters here when you're going up against an NFL team. You got to get the win. So Seattle, the best place for coffee, has provided me with some of the best coffee here in the studio, and we thank you. So at some point, Smeagol came in. It was 1 for 1, 9 yards, but Steven Campagna got the start. 79.9 QB rating. He was 28 for 44. That is 63% completion percentage for those of you that didn't know how to do math or didn't look over here. Turning in one of his best stat lines of the season, if you can believe it. 302, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Justin Vandershoff led, well, he kind of tied the top for the team. 5 carries, 18 yards. Aaron Moss, 5 for 26. Travis Parker led the team in rush yardage, 5 for 29. Sam Gable had a touchdown on the day. He left the game with an injury. 5 for 5 and 1 touchdown, averaging 1 carry, 1 yard per rush. So we'll get the scoop on that as we get back to the main screen here. Hopefully it's okay. We just can't take another injury here. Terrence Felix, 4 for 12. Steven Campagna, the quarterback, 3 for 13. And Matthew Peterson, 1 for 2. In the receiving game, Cameron Quick led the team in receptions, 5 for 38. Blake Letelier, 4 for 36 and a touchdown. Darian Wilson, 4 for 61. That is good for team lead in yardage. Travis Lee, 4 for 50. Justin Vandershoff, 2 for 15. Cole Smith, 2 for 12. He also got a touchdown. Josh Gable in his return game, you got to believe he was going to be limited, and that is the case. He only got 2 catches, 17 yards. Luke Slazewski, at one point, the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, 2 for 30. Lou Wang, 2 for 18. Josh Gable, 1 for 25. And Aaron Moss, 1 for 9. Nobody cares about blocking. We're going to go to defense, look at total tackles, and it's Justin Lewis in there with 7. Paul Fritchie, Aaron Nelson, Rashid Spinks, the leading tackler for the Minnesota Vikings, in there with 5. Kenny Erickson with 4. Jalen Myrick, Drew Ward, Sean Clausen, Boyd Trelamalu, Scott Ruthwell, Jeremy Lindsay in with 3. Zachary Anderson, who left the game with an injury. We'll get that update. Thomas Cross, Thaddeus Rosu, Matthew Arnsdorf with 2. Blake Letelier, Richard Salty, Ryan Buelow, Josh Klein, Robert Nichols, Garrett Bradbury, Darian Wilson, Kevin Stark, Josh Fitzer, Brandon Baker, each with 1. Tackles for us, we had a couple. Richard Salty, Paul Fritchie, Poi Tralamalu, Aaron Nelson, Justin Lewis, each with 1. We sacked Russell Wilson 2 times, of course, by Drew. No interceptions, 3 pass deflections. Thaddeus Rosu, Travis Lee, Poit, Rolamalu, Cameron Quick, each with pass deflections, no forced fumbles, no fumbles recoveries, no block kicks, no safeties, and no defensive touchdowns. No Vikings today. Brandon Baker, 1 for 1. He was 2 for 3 on extra points, missed one, longest of 43. Taylor Pelini had 3 punts for 138 yards, netting 133. Had a pretty good day there. Kick returns, Jalen Merrick only had one. For 27. The wind was whistling here and bustling and hustling. No punt returns for Jalen Merrick in today's game. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you, or I will get you back to the main screen where we will preview next week's game. It's a barn burner and try and recover from this loss. This has been Randy Replay. I'll see you in the next one. I meant see you at the main screen, and here we are at the main screen. The Detroit Lions won last week as well. They're now 7-5. They just keep winning. Minnesota Vikings 2-10 as we take a look at the division. The Green Bay Packers lost as well. Excuse me. I'm spitting this bad coffee. So we are here, bottom of the barrel of the division, 2-10. Now, if you take a look at the top of your screen, the Week 16 Green Bay Packers at Minneapolis, or in Minneapolis at home, this could very well be the bottom of the barrel bowl. That game could be who gets the bottom of the division and who is in third place. It's not going to work out too well for draft, but and then we really, if this keeps happening, where Detroit and the Bears keep winning, we could really play spoiler for the Chicago Bears as far as placement and first round buys go. I do believe they are the 2nd seed in the NFC. But that's going to be for another conversation. The Minnesota Vikings season is not going how they pictured it once we kicked off the season. You would have told me in week 14 we'd be sitting at 2-10. I would have called you a loony bin. So, nevertheless, the Minnesota Vikings now have to face the 7-5 Lions at US Bank Stadium next time we see you. This has been Randy Replay. Once again, Minnesota Vikings lose 48-20. Monsoon Air Mercy rule was kicked in, and it did not do us any favors. Although we did score points. That's okay. Got stats. Actually, before we go, let's take a look at the injury reports that have been updated here. So Sam Gable's shoulder tear, he'll be out for 3 weeks. And Zachary Anderson showed up after the game with a fractured kneecap. So we have something to address here. He is one of our best corners, sitting at a 77 overall. He is out for the rest of the season. Oh my heavens. Fractured kneecap. It just hurts me talking about it. So now we have 2 players on IR, Zachary Anderson and Daniel Henricks. The torn pectoral muscle. And now that might extend into next season. You really think about it, 46 weeks. That's going to be injury that's not going to be easy to come back to. So now what is our option here? At cornerback, take a look at the free agent pool. There's not really too much. There's Grant Haley, 91 speed. Man coverage is 70, zone coverage is 65, press or play recognition 71, press is a 71 as well. This could be an option here. He's 5'9", so on the shorter side. 190. Let's take a look at our practice squad, see who we can see if there's anybody within here we can promote. As far as cornerbacks go, we got Tony Brown. He's a 68. 94 speed. Take a look at his man coverage and zone coverage here. 71 and 72, so that is already better than the guy that we could get from the Eagles. Press coverage is 69, so that's not the greatest, but Tony Brown might be the answer here in the interim in an otherwise losing season. I mean, other than that, we have Ochink. Never mind. Pipkins. Lindsey Pipkins. Who is a 67. 90 speed. I do believe his man and zone coverage are worse than that. Yeah, 69, 65. So I think it's going to be Tony Brown. Sign him to the active roster. And Tony Brown is now a member of your Minnesota Vikings. 32. All right. So we'll make sure he gets in there. Zachary Anderson done for the season. It's only 4 more games. So we'll see what happens with all that. Once again, I'm dragging on here. Once again, Randy Replay. Your Minnesota Vikings lose 48-23. I will see you in the next one.